There's a lot of people who have been very sure these past months about what Bitcoin will do next. 120, 150k and so on. But if you're friends of this channel, I'm pretty sure you've come to appreciate a more reactive mindset. If this happens, then we do this. If that happens, then we do that. Rather than trying to predict the future of markets in a crystal ball or tea leaves. Because me personally, I don't even drink tea, I only have coffee. And it doesn't work in coffee. So before we head over to our McDonald's job, let's have a look at the charts and try to understand how we can react based on what actually happened. The uptrend that we have had since this support touch back in October ended, Larsson line turned neutral, and then the range low, the key support that we've had for all these months, broke down, which gives us a course of action, a target, invalidation levels, and a plan forward. I write these TA reports every Friday, and I feel that there are some insights there that can be of general interest. So last Friday, while we were still in the range, I wrote that if we instead get a breakdown on the downside, the next support in the chart, previous breakout resistance, is at about 73k. So let's try to understand where I got that from. First, when there is a range and a range breakdown, we get a target. Then either we can calculate that on the log chart, then we measure the height, and the distance from the breakdown becomes the target, which gets us to 77,000. If we instead of using the log target measure the amount in dollars, again from the breakdown point, we come to about 75,000. So my thinking is that the target could be somewhere around here. If we then zoom out and look for other logical levels, previous horizontal levels, which has been key in the past, we find, for example, this level at 73,000. If we zoom back in, we also see that there was a little bit of volume here. You can see the volume peak here on the right, around 76,000. So I think a target could be somewhere here, if this range breakdown fully plays out. But we don't know that for sure, that's just one possibility. So instead of trying to predict what's gonna happen, let's instead ask ourselves, where is the invalidation? Where is the point where this breakdown turned out to be a nothing burger? That would be if price confidently climbs back into the range. If we get back into the meat of the price action, maybe here at 92,000, or if we start breaking above the volume node, the price levels where most of the Bitcoin has changed hands, which you see is over here. Say that we get above the volume peak, maybe up here at 97,000, okay, then this breakdown is definitely invalidated and we put on our party hat again. So reactive mindset, if we had broken resistance on the upside, one set of actions. If breaking range support on the downside, which is actually what happened, another set of actions. Far more accurate than trying to predict the future of markets. So Larsson, is this the top? You can't say that, and it's a pointless question. Let's instead focus on what we can control, what actions to take based on what actually plays out. That completes a textbook double top, because the low between the tops has actually broken. But nothing saying that this can't play out while we still break on the upside later. So in the same way that I think it was a mistake to think that you know for sure that the next move is going to be 120k, 150k. I think it's a mistake today to be sure that the top is in. The truth is that we don't know, but what we can do is to react to what happens. Now, what about Solana? Let's see what I wrote in the TA report. Solana broke support. I kind of smelled it even the week before that, a bit too many times back at support for my liking. I wrote if this support breaks it will be a head and shoulder pattern, plus the 1 year long range breakdown. And that actually happened. And I wrote here, target of a range breakdown is the height of the range. Exactly the same as the Bitcoin case. And at this point, price was still at 0.0018. And I wrote, looking for some logical level if we hit 0.0014, 141k sats, that would be an ideal entry. There were some people who didn't like that. They said that it cannot possibly go any lower. But last Friday, guys, that was here at 0.0018. And we in fact did go lower. both on the SOL to BTC chart and massively lower on the SOL to USD chart because Bitcoin has dumped too. But the cleanest chart construction for Solana has been the SOL to BTC chart. And you see this super clean range at 0.002, which broke and created another ugly top pattern. Here you see left shoulder, head, right shoulder with Larsson line blue, broke down, looking very bad already here. Can you see it? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Larsson line blue, first this support breakdown, then head and shoulders, not happy life. And I felt that right or wrong, a lot of people worried about the unlocks, whatever the reason, someone was selling. Again, reactive mindset. It's a losing strategy to think that price should go up, so it has to. No, someone's selling, price goes down. So same as for the Bitcoin case, let's think about what could targets be. And again, if we measure a target on the log scale or in absolute numbers, we get little bit different numbers. But as I wrote in the TA report, this level here seems one possibility. And the other possibility is actually that we're in this meat of the volume profile and we kind of already reached the target on the SOL to BTC chart. If we look at SOL to USD instead, it's arguably a bit clearer. Larsson line blue, this key support level broke. We got a head and shoulders pattern here as well. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, support break with Larsson line blue. That's bad. And sure enough, price continued way lower. And yesterday we actually came very close to this support level here, which I have put at 127. Yesterday we hit 132. So that's pretty close. Are we sure that this support level will hold? No. We don't know the future of markets. But again, it gives us something to react to. If this support holds, okay, that's a positive sign. If it breaks too, bad. Then we have to start looking for the next level. Then we deal with that then. The key is really to have a plan before it happens, so you don't start panicking. If we look at some of the key Solana ecosystem projects, we have, for example, Jupiter. On the USD chart, Jupiter is right at support right now. So again, if it's holding, it's perfect risk reward. If this breaks too, okay, then better zoom out and start looking for the next one. Radium, which is the leading automatic market maker on Solana, was absolutely hammered on the news that Pump.fun will potentially start using their own AMM instead. Larsson line flipped blue on the BTC chart and price broke the range, creating a double top exactly like the BTC chart. And if we measure the height from the breakdown, you can see that we're already very close to that target. So again, fantastic project, market leader in its niche, but someone was selling here, guys. So instead of being so sure that price will go up, it's better to be reactive, take quick action. Sometimes the market doesn't play ball and we often get further with a reactive mindset. So has Ethereum taken back the initiative from Solana? No, it hasn't. The ETH to BTC chart still looks really bad. We haven't even gotten above this level 0.029. If the cycle top is in, Michael Saylor will become the biggest top buyer in history. He has bought massive amounts at price levels higher than we are right now. Many purchases for very large amounts. But Michael Saylor is not gonna go home and cry now. He's gonna go work at McDonald's. No, I think the worst mistake possible now is to log out. We don't know what will happen, but we can have a clear plan. Exactly what we will do if this happens, exactly what we will do if that happens. If we look at the altcoin market as a whole, remember that 2 weeks ago I said that we have hit the lowest percentage of altcoins in uptrend versus BTC in all cryptos history. If we zoom in, that has turned up a little bit versus BTC, not much, but it is up. Percentage of coins that are in uptrend versus USD is still very low, but it has been lower because, of course, Bitcoin hasn't dumped that much. So that's why we still have about 9% of coins in uptrend. But if we look in our model portfolio watch list, you can see that those are indeed few and far in between. Most interesting projects are still in downtrend today, with only a few exceptions. Overall, I think this is a test in patience. This breakdown here has liquidated another set of people. And if we continue down, or even if we just continue flat here, even more people are gonna quit, capitulate, give up in this period here. If we then shoot up, all those people gonna be sidelined. We will not, because we will keep monitoring this, monitor for signs of a turnaround, and if it happens, because we have protected capital so well, we will be in a better position than if price had just smashed through the resistance back here. It's situations like this, where most of the market is completely shell-shocked, that the best opportunities will arise. The difficulty for most people to capitalize on those opportunities later isn't to identify them. It's because they are no longer here at that point. They're no longer here looking at the chart, listening on this YouTube channel. They're depressed, back working at McDonald's. While we here might be able to load up on new entries, perhaps repeat some of the ultra successes we've had in the past, or this doesn't turn up, it's indeed the cycle top, and then we will mostly protect the capital instead of giving it back to the market. Don't hodl altcoins, because even with quality projects they can easily back up 70, 80, 90%. Learn the basic chart patterns instead, learn support and resistance, learn what it means if a support breaks, use the trend to your advantage, and you will be much more successful in the markets. Don't gamble everything that you will predict the future of the markets. It won't work in the long run. Protect capital, take small losses, cut the losing positions early, hold on to the winners when the market finally turns around, and take my course. I have only one website, it's ctolarsson.com, press here for course and indicator, and if you already done that, press here for Larsson 9 Pro. Get alerts, take control over your portfolio, and protect your capital. Thank you, tack. CTO Larsson out.